Hi, I'm Dr. Scott Wellnitz here in the science lab for the upper school at Rivermont Collegiate, where we do life and chemical sciences. So physics is right next door, and we have some shared laboratory space between the classrooms. In the biology classes here, where we have a freshman biology course and then an AP biology course for the students who want to go a little more advanced with it, we really cover a very broad range of topics. We start with ecology, which is kind of atypical, but I think it gives the students a really good intuitive understanding of where we're coming from and starts to tie in how we measure things and observe things in biology and how we can use that to draw interesting conclusions. We step back and talk about the evolutionary history of life and the fossil record and how that makes some sense of the ecological things that we looked at in the first unit. And then we roll back to cells and molecules and metabolism and biochemistry and build back up towards an understanding of the entire human body, where they get to learn about how some of their own organ systems work and interact. So that's the broad arc of freshman biology, and it's going to be a similar track in AP biology. We just go in slightly more depth for those classes. We also have chemistry here, and the real focus of chemistry is on tying mathematics and statistics into the phenomenology that we see in the science. So a lot of students will find this to be a bit of a departure from the science classes that they have in the past. But if you look at the way real chemists work, especially physical chemists, it's really driven by the theory and the math, and that's how they make useful predictions about the world and develop new chemistry, new techniques. So I'm trying to tie that in and give them useful mathematical and computational and statistical skills, in addition to an overview of the way that matter and energy interact and the way that matter interacts with itself and gives us all of the cool chemistry and life that we see on planet Earth. So again, we have sophomore chemistry in here, and then AP chemistry for the students who want to go slightly more advanced and take the AP test. We also have done a host of different electives. Almost for sure, we will keep offering anatomy and physiology every other year for the students who are interested in anatomy and physiology, and it should roughly correspond to an entry-level first or second year college anatomy course. So we'll spend the year going over the anatomy of the human body and doing a little bit of physiology to fill in the gaps and help explain why some of the anatomy is the way it is. And again, tying back to our biology class, some evolutionary concepts come back in there because there are a lot of very strange features of the human body that don't make sense unless you understand that the body used to belong to a fish. So we spend a year on anatomy now. That's expanded from the semester course that we used to offer. And in alternating years, we're doing like 2 interesting 1 semester electives that are partially chosen by the students and partially chosen by me based on what I think will be interesting and what the students are interested in. So this year we had a semester of a biochemistry class, which was quite challenging for the students who took it. We're now doing a neuroscience class, which is very near and dear to my heart. That's what my doctorate is in. And so I'm very excited about this. We're talking about the way that the human brain works down to the level of individual molecules and ions and how they send electrical signals in a neuron, up to the level of how the whole network of neurons in your brain works, and in fact, how that brain will interact with its environment. So as we get further on into the semester, towards the end of the year, we're going to start talking about brains and behavior, and even maybe a little psychology and sociology and ramifications of the way that your brain works. So that's a summary of the science curriculum here. I'm always looking to add new things and try out different techniques and experiments with the students, but this is the science dungeon that is my home now that we have this nice new STEAM building, and I hope to see some of you there.